Attention audience, the rest of this evening's updates will be based on your subscriber request.
Really wanted for Christmas was a local vaccine, but
the University of Queensland vaccine will not be able to proceed.
50 million planned doses scrapped after triggering false positive results for HIV.
As in science, things don't always go right. It's certainly a tough day for the team.
The UQ vaccine applied a molecular clamp closing the coronavirus spikes using an HIV protein which falsely triggered infection markers.
Everybody who had the vaccine did show some level of false positive result.
One of them, Mel Stott.
I can totally understand where they're coming from, but I still have no concerns about my health or anybody else's health.
The vaccine was proving effective in trials and the participants were at no risk, but
the risk to vaccine confidence was the principal issue here.
Vaccine expert Professor Nikolai Petrovsky says he raised the alarm early.
Our feeling was it was too experimental a technology to be rolled out.
No warnings were ignored at all.
Professor Murphy says the risk of false positives was always known but considered small.
Unfortunately, it just became a bigger problem than anyone.
VINCENZO'S Gold Crypto Investing, and as you've seen in a brief clip, that's from reputable governments on the other side of the pond. And a reason why you have to question and know and research and not blindly follow and believe the herd and be part of the herd mentality, because you people were arguing and begging the government to force these experimental vaccines on you. And you can see some of this adverse reactions now when people were saying there was HIV molecules or proteins and whatnot in these vaccines. It was flagged on Facebook and Twitter and public government propagandist artists, whether they disguise themselves as a president, prime minister, or a health advisor, said it was conspiracy theory. Well, now they're pulling some of these piles of junk because what's going on. And if it's leading to a false positive and they were lying about the proteins that were there at the beginning and trying to mock people and call them conspiracy theorists and tin-wearing cap people, obviously they were lying about that. These vaccine companies are immune from adverse reactions and or death, or a combination of both. And the federal government has protected them, right? So you guys need to wake the fuck up. And anyone that's forced anything, you need to have your fucking head examined. And that's your 1 second of truth. I had a great video yesterday on the next pandemic and what's going to be the catalyst in the United States for the Fed to pivot and start to lower rates, start up quantitative easing, fire the printing presses, and finally do the final death blow to the dollar, or at least a physical dollar, until they turn themselves into the cashless Fed dollar coin, right? You can see Bitcoin did come down from where we talked yesterday. It's sitting on the moving averages now. The 200 is leveled off, and the 50 to 100 day is crossing, and the short term starting to round and start to trend down. And if the short term in the 4 hour time frame, the 50 crosses the green and then crosses over the blue, that's bearish. Just like when it crossed over the blue here, it was bullish, right? If it crosses to the downside, it's bearish, right? So I'm still thinking, I'm still liking this underneath target down here as we move this to the current time frame. Oops, that's your major underneath support. But as you move to the current time frame today, I'm still liking, like I said, at 19,800 to 20,600, this uptrending support. That seems to me where you're going. Could we get a little kick up some point today and form some kind of a double top to liquidate some people or to get the swing traders and then come down. That's absolutely possible to look like that. Or we come back up and hit this, get rejected and come down, right? But I think this is your next underneath target into Bitcoin price. And the next short term, today, tomorrow, the next day. Ethereum is going to be the same thing. You can see we talked about this over the weekend, that this looks like sort of a rounding top. Shot back up here, got rejected, sitting back down here at support now. And if it can't hold this, you're going to initially fall to the 200 at about 1369. And then all the way down here, as I feel that this is where you're going. And the Ethereum price, of course. And the Ethereum price, I feel like this is your next major move. Underneath support, this green ring that it's been straddling at 1202. Cardano, it got rejected too. You can see it had that little nice double top. And it could never get up to that 61 cent yet. It almost got there. And now I feel that you're going to come down. And if you draw these lines over, you got your underneath support right there. You got your major target down here, a catastrophic breakdown of 31 cents. But you got your short-term major support chilling right here at about the 43 cent level. So I think that's where you're coming next to retest, and then we'll have to reevaluate there. The Doge keeps getting the fucking Doge. Keeps getting rejected right here at the supply zone, and it looks to me like you're going to trade down towards that 4.9 cents, and Dogecoin Millionaire is in for some more pain. And XRP, just like we were talking about yesterday, it came up subtly, it's getting rejected, and now it looks like your next underneath support is where we got it circled, and it's going to be part of this white supply zone that we've had down here for quite some time, where it keeps getting supported, and that seems to me where the next major move's coming. We're headed to the downside. Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing as we drive across America today back to Central Illinois from the great state of Michigan, right? And we'll keep you constant updates as the day progresses and I get on the road. Peace and love. Peace and love.